Hi folks, Josh from Tough Call for the Heavy Hockey Network here. Now this Oilers season has been a huge up, followed by possibly the most disappointing down in Oilers history, and then another tantalizing rise after the firing of coach Dave Tippett and the hiring of Jay Woodcroft. So now we sit on the teetering point with what seems like the entire future of the franchise on the line, and we're all wondering which way it's going to fall. With every point lost, it's very easy and very understandable to be sucked down the rabbit hole of despair. To try to make myself sane again, I've been taking a look at the Oilers' remaining schedule and what I think we have to do to make the playoffs. And here's how I see things shaking down. As it stands right now, the Oilers have 64 points, and historically 95 points has been known as a good benchmark for a playoff position. But since 2014, when the league switched to the current divisional and wildcard seeding format, there's been a huge fluctuation between being in and being on the outside looking in. Between 2014 and 2019, before COVID play-in rounds and all that stuff, the last Western Conference seed has gotten in with 95 points or less 5 out of 6 times. The only Western team to need more than 95 points were the 2015 Winnipeg Jets, who took the 8th seed as a wildcard with 99 points. Here in 2022, the current wildcard teams, Dallas and Nashville, are on pace for 99 points and 98 points respectively. The Oilers' divisional opponents, Los Angeles Kings, are on pace for 99 points, and the third-place Vegas Golden Knights are on pace for 97 points. I'd like to avoid the wildcard mess completely and shoot for the second or third divisional slot, which I think could be obtained with 99 points. So that was my objective when I took this dive into the remaining schedule. With 64 points and 26 games left, that means the Oilers would ideally look to go 17-8-1 to close it out. That's 9 games over 500. Of course, that may seem overly ambitious based on the tumultuous mood of the season, but after a winning streak out of the gate followed by an epic losing streak, I believe the Oilers have finally found themselves. Since snapping a 7-game losing streak on January 22nd, they've gone 12-6-2, 6 games over 500, and that includes only winning 2 of the last 7 games. So going 9 games over 500 over 26 games is not an unreasonable ask, especially since we just came off a tour of the top of the table with a desperately depleted lineup and showed ourselves very well. And with that, I'm going to highlight a couple of key moments that could make or break the season. After a tough 3-game set coming up with the Flames, Capitals, and Lightning, starting next Tuesday, there's a series of 3 games with Detroit, Buffalo, and New Jersey. As long as we win any 2 of those 3, that sets us up nicely regardless of what happens this week. I'd like to take a split with the Kings in our 2 games with them, and take 1 out of the final 3 games versus San Jose. I don't think any of those requests are at all beyond the capabilities of this team. I'd even suspect some fans would argue I'm not asking enough. Now, a few key contests I do see as true must-wins are the remaining 2 games against Dallas, March 22nd in Dallas, and in a return home game on April 20th. Also, the March 28th home game against Arizona. The April 3rd road game against Anaheim. The April 16th home game against Vegas. And the April 24th game in Columbus. Simply winning even just 9 out of 13 games we should already be expected to win would give us more than half of the required 17 wins to reach 99 points. And of course, we start this journey with tonight's Battle of Alberta. It's a divisional game, which is always considered important, plus it's a rival we enjoy beating. And it's also the last game before having to face the Capitals and the Lightning, so if there was one game mentally out of the next 3 we'd like to have, it would be this one. But looking solely at the objective of 99 points and where I think we can get these points down the stretch, none of the next 3 games are must-wins in my eyes. We've already won the other 2 games against Calgary, so as long as we win either one of the remaining 2 head-to-heads, that'll give us 3 out of 4 in the season series. Look forward to tonight, but if we lose, all that really means is you'll have to mark the final Battle of Alberta on March 26th on your calendar. No need to go off the deep end tonight, just sit back and enjoy.